Well, Jermaine, I'm happy to talk to you again. I'm Sarah with that hashtag show. It smells like Teen Angst. We talked when you were in Map of Tiny Perfect Things.
Oh my gosh, we did.
Yeah, I had the black and pink background.
Yeah.
That's
Oh wow.
Nice to see
That's
you.
crazy. What's up?
I follow you on Twitter. It's the show. We're best friends.
Yep, we are. We locked in. Yes.
And I love you in Map of Tiny Perfect Things, and you're the best friend in that. So talk to me a little bit more about your role in Saturdays.
Okay, so I play the character of London Johnson. He is the older brother of Paris Johnson, played by the lovely Danielle Jolade, and he is the DJ at the rink at Saturdays. And we see him and his sister go through stuff throughout the season, but it's also just a loving relationship. And we also see him with his best friend Derek, who's the rapper in the show, and they just want to be the best performers that they can be. You don't see them skate often, but they still can. They can stick it down.
Did you know how to skate? Did you want to skate more?
Yeah. I for sure knew how to skate beforehand. I was good. But now I can do tricks though. Yeah, like that's the difference now. Like we had skate camp for some months, and now I can for sure like confidently go and be like, yeah, let me get those skates. I can do what I can do.
You're like, I'm a pro. I can go backwards now.
I can. Yeah, I can. Yes, I can go backwards now. I'm so proud of that.
If you were to give someone who's trying to skate a tip on how to do like basic little things, what would you give them?
Bend your knees. Always have like a loose knees. That's key in skating. Always have your knees loose. Don't have them locked in because you will fall. Yeah, balance is everything.
What is your favorite thing about being a part of Saturdays?
Just knowing the stories we're telling. The fact that they're universal, and then two, knowing that this is for sure gonna go past us. Many people can watch this, let alone like not just little kids, but like adults, middle-aged people. Anybody can watch this and still relate to the stuff that we're gonna be telling in this show. And it's just cool because we get to see not only just kids have fun, but black kids have fun. You know, at the end of the day, we get to see that, and it's really cool.
Amazing. Well, Tim, talk to me a little bit about your character in Saturdays.
Yes, so my character, his name is Derek D-Rock Troy. He is a rapper, and he's best friends with London.
I love it. So what is it about Saturdays that you think makes it so special? We know it's filmed only on takes place only on Saturdays in this amazing roller rink, but what makes it stand out from other family sitcoms right now?
The energy and the joy of the show. It's funny, it's witty, and I just want audience to see the love that we put into the show. It's made with a lot of love.
What is your favorite part about being a part of the Saturdays family?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, the people. It's crazy. Jermaine Harris, he's one of my best friends too. So it's crazy how this came around. But yeah, just the people, the vibe. We always joking and pranking each other and everything like that. So yeah.
Amazing. Hello, Nicole. Thank you so much for taking the time. I'm Sarah with that hashtag show. Talk to me about how you got involved with the Saturdays. What was it about this project that made you say, yes, must do this?
So I run television for Marseille Martin, and and I've known Norman for years. And when we were just trying to figure out what we wanted to do as our kind of shows we wanted to do, one of the execs was like, I want to do a show about roller skating. I love roller skating growing up. And Norman wrote Roll Bounce. We've known each other for years, and so we kind of were texting and calling each other. I was just like, listen, here's a show. I think we're gonna this is the show that we're going to finally make happen. And so it's kind of a boring story, but that's kind of what we did.
It's amazing. Roll Bounce is one of my favorite movies from growing up. So he's a part of Moesha and all these amazing family shows.
100%.
So I'm what a perfect combination, right? So what about Saturdays sets it apart from other family sitcoms that are on right now?
I think there are a few things. Number one, it's about the relationships that you have with other girls, that basically inform who you are. A lot of times Hollywood talks about that first romance, but what about those first relationships that basically told you who you were going to be? So there's that. Also, there's a really good family dynamic that happens. Our parents aren't silly or dumb. You know what I mean? They're real parents and they're funny in their own right. But then also we have the skating and the performance. Listen, it's everything that you can just have in a show. It was the most fun to make, to do. I'm so excited for the world to see it. I mean, I don't know. I can go on and on, but it's just a funny freaking show. It's just
You look amazing. By the way, we keep talking about how obsessed we are with how you like your vibe today. It's so good. So talk to me about your character on Saturdays.
So Paris, she is an extrovert. She has a lot of energy. She's loving, and she has a deep love for roller skating as well. And how she kind of expresses her love for roller skating is big and out, like her personality, and how she expresses her love towards others is a bit big, but she means well, and it's all out of the love and the goodness of her heart.
I feel like you two might be one and the same.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like, we are very similar. And so when I was like, oh, this is me. Oh, okay. This is me. I see how I see myself now.
Talk to me about, you guys filmed on location in Chicago, right?
Yes, we did. That was pretty cool because I've never really been to Chicago before except once when I was like 10. So being there doesn't really count. When I was there, it was kind of cool to see the culture and how they are because it's very different from LA, and I'm from here. So it was nice seeing that, and the architecture is really beautiful, and the skaters are really nice out there. So it was great.
Did you know how to roller skate really well before booking this show?
So roller skating is a big part of LA culture. So I used to skate at World on Wheels all the time, but I would see everybody do the little moves and the tricks, and I'd be like, no, I'm just gonna stick to gliding and rolling. I'm not gonna try to break an ankle. And then I got Saturdays, and I was like, well, now I gotta learn. So I started learning all the different moves and tricks, and now I'm a pro.
If someone out there is trying to learn how to skate just like you on this show, what's the first tip you would give them?
Don't be afraid to fall, because that was my main fear. I was like, I don't want to break a bone. I don't want to fall. And it like stopped me from doing my best and completely just going for the move. So don't hesitate. Don't be afraid to fall. It's all part of the process.
Talk to me about your character on the show.
Okay. I love the little mic. It's so okay. So I play Ari on Saturdays. She is this fun, fashionable, a little bit airy, a gossiper, but don't say that she gossiped. You didn't get it from her kind of character.
Now, is this your first sitcom?
This is my first major role. I haven't done anything like this before, so I'm excited.
What is your favorite part and favorite thing about being on the Saturdays?
Ooh, okay, this is hard. So this is my dream come true. So this is amazing for me to be here. But I would say the people have to be, and not just like the cast, because the cast is absolutely amazing and I love them to death, but also like the background and the PAs and the directors and the ADs, they're all so amazing. And so I feel like I took away like people from the community, and I'm gonna harass them all the time on Instagram and like text them all the time. So the people was definitely my favorite part.
Now, did you know how to skate already, or did you have to learn?
I had to learn for the show. I skated a little bit when I was like maybe 4, but I don't know if standing up was about as much as I could do. So I had to definitely learn for the show.
So tell me about your character on Saturdays.
Ooh, so Simone is, I would say, the mother of the group. She's earthy, she's wise, she's loyal to a fault. She is a girl of a few words, but when she says something, you know it's true. She's about her chakras, she's earthy, and she loves her girls, she loves to skate.
I love it. Would you say she's pretty close to who you are?
Well, you know what? We share edges, as you can see here. Simone has a signature heart on her face. I don't have that tonight, I'm just in full Daria mode, but definitely we are loyal. Like I said, we love our edges, but as far as like the earthy chic of her, I had fun playing that because I actually learned more about chakras and being earthy and just in touch with your spiritual side. So I wasn't really like that, but I learned more about it, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I love it.
What's your favorite part about being in Saturdays?
Ooh, my favorite part about being in Saturdays. Okay, I have 2 answers for you. Ready? So, I would say the skating, number 1, because I skated prior to the show, and it's a good workout. I love skating. My grandfather was actually a really active member in the skating community in Chicago, so that was pretty cool. And then my other one, I would definitely say, is the impact that so many young girls are going to get from the show. They're going to be able to look at the Weeby girls and see, oh, each one has something that I have in me. Oh, Ari's funny, Simone's honest and true, and and then Paris, she does too much. We all relate to that, and I love that so many young girls can see that and say, that's me right there on that screen. I can do that too.
I feel like a lot of people are going to be inspired to start skating if they haven't already. We know that was a big pandemic activity. So if for someone who wants to get started, what would be your first tip?
Okay, my first tip, don't be afraid to fall. You're gonna fall on your butt. It's not gonna always hurt, sometimes it will, but you'll be fine. Oh, and this move right here helped me when I was like first learning to skate when I was young. So most people want to stand straight up and just weeble wobble. Sort of arch your back like a grandma, you know, and just go with the flow. And trust your instincts. Trust them.
We'll just do one thing with you. Yeah, no problem. One thing with you, because we're huge fans. We love Girlfriends. So we had this whole thing to be like, my girl.
My girl. Who are you? Are you Maya, Tony, or Lynn?
Probably Tony.
That's okay. You little gold digger. Who you?
I'm definitely a Maya.
Okay, you love Bougetto.
I love bougie.
You love Bougetto.
Yeah, love it.
Look
Okay,
at
so
her and Bougie.
give us, in 30 seconds or less, look in this one first. So we're going to put it on TikTok. Why everyone should watch Saturdays.
Do you love to skate? Do you love to watch people baking? Do you love to laugh? Do you love to like hang out with your family? We're all of that. We're gonna give you sort of that fun skate world, you know, the family, that family vibe, and just, you know, people kind of capping on each other, but with fun, and two competitive adults, which lends itself to laughter. And the best girl trio ever. You know, those girls are phenomenal.
Thank you so much. You are no stranger to this family sitcom.
Yes, that is very true.
So what is it about Saturdays that made you want to be a part of it?
Well, off top, it was the writing. Norman Vance Jr. did a wonderful job. Marseille Martin's idea, he brought it to life. He brought energy. The look, the feel was awesome. But initially, when I read it, we kind of stirred away from the fact that we were dealing about a black girl dealing with sickle cell. We kind of went off topic of that a little bit and kind of just focused on the fun and the positive things in the show, which is the Chicago-style skating that they trained us in for a whole year. And then I only had one scene, but it's okay. I went to all of the lessons anyway, and I'm ready for season 2, if, you know, God willing. You know what I mean? So it was just a beautiful experience overall. I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Talk to me about working with the kids, like being a child actor yourself and growing up in this industry, and now you're on the other side of it in a way.
I was so impressed. I was waiting for more people to say, God, Mr. Omar, can you tell me what it's like or what I should do in there? And these kids were like little pros, little mini pros. Let me tell you, if anytime they were a little nervous or this and that, I couldn't tell. I kept encouraging them after this, like, oh man, that was a great take. You know, they almost had I know. They kind of had that air to them, but they didn't without saying it. But they were so professional, well-mannered, well-behaved. It was beautiful. And they all knew their lines. I was like, can somebody mess up once or twice just in case I forget one of these lines? Because it's a lot of words.
It puts a little pressure on you.
A little pressure. You be like, okay, I got to stay on my A game. I see this ain't, you know, you be the dad and these kids is bumbling lines. No, they were awesome. But I'm really very, very proud of everybody on this cast.
No relaxing.
No relaxing. No relaxing. No chill.
What is your favorite part, would you say, about being on the Saturdays?
Oh, my favorite part? I think it's learning something new. You know, I feel like, you know, when I get on a set and I'm like, oh man, you've been doing this forever. Can you tell us how to do this, how to do that? The skating was so new to me. And being a baker, I can grill. You know, you want to give me the grill, I can do that. But I'm not much of a baker, so we had to learn like the nuances of how to hold this and how to top this and, you know, all those little words and whatnot. So we'd have all that blocking going on while also remembering our lines and whatnot. And then on the skating tech, you know, just learning that swag and wanting to match and do them proud while at the same time remembering your lines and your attitude and what's going on in the scene. So it was challenging, but really, really fun.
So I'm Sarah with that hashtag show. Thank you so much for taking the time. I'm so excited for this show. You have brought so many of my favorite childhood favorites, like Moesha to Roll Bounce. You know what I mean? Like, it's my childhood, and now I feel like watching the show, it's like a combination of those things. Is that what you were trying to go for with Saturdays?
Yeah, I think I've always been about trying to do some family stuff. You know, keep it in the family, let it be light, you know, show the love between that family, have fun. And I think this show really kind of embodies that. Just getting back to having fun and having your friends, and you may have a little adversity, but you know, we worked through it, so that was it.
So what is it about this sitcom that sets it apart from other family sitcoms that we have right now?
Honestly, I would say we have a pretty diverse cast. I'll say that. Aside from that, I think we have a lot of fun on this show. And I don't mean that like other shows don't have fun, but I think, you know, when you see our girls together and the chemistry between them, it's a real dialogue, but it's a dialogue filled with love and so on and so forth. But you really feel the warmth of the show, and I think that's kind of missing from our comedies with our teens today. I think they get a little too deep, which I think is needed, but this show is not that. So I wanted to get back to where we could just laugh and have a good time and so on and so forth. So.
How involved were you with the casting process?
Oh, 100%. Casted everybody, every single one of them. So every single one of them.
So what was it about these girls that stood out to you? Did you know immediately?
Yes, for some. It took a minute, you know what I mean? It was like, one thing I will say about everybody that came through that we chose, they all, and I think you can say that about all actors, they had something, right? That didn't have to be the most polished, but they had something that I was like, okay, well, let's take a chance on them. They'll learn through it. I could walk them through it, and we just saw the potential in them. And I mean, we struck gold, I think. I mean, because when you see them together, they're great.
We have watched you grow up on television. We are huge fans of Blackish. We've saw it since day one. And so I want to know, for someone who grew up on a sitcom, what advice did you have for the girls?
Oh my goodness. What did I say to them? It was a bunch of levels to it. I think one of them where I would really hope that they grasp from it is I just wanted them to, I don't think it was actually like real advice, but I wanted to build a community, which is the set, around them that felt warm and felt like something to remember. Blackish was a set that was a unicorn set, as people would say. It was always fun, exciting. There was family all around. My parents could dip and go to the doctor's appointments or whatever because it felt like everybody was protecting me and was my family. And it was a place I grew up, you know? I mean, we filmed here, basically. We filmed at the Disney lot, so this is pretty surreal to me right now. But no, I wanted to cultivate a set that they can remember this and tell their kids and their kids about this, and not just remember it for what the show was, but what it was outside of the cameras, you know? And you hear a whole bunch of stories about how, you know, sets have been bad or traumatic for child actors, and that wasn't my experience, and I didn't want that to be their experience for them as well. So I just really wanted it to feel like a family, and going onto that set, it really was that, and it was lots of fun, and it was beautiful, and that's kind of just what I wanted for the girls, you know, just to kind of create that environment for them, and I hope that's what they got from it, you know, aside from the heavy boot camp that they did to learn roller skating. That was a lot, but they're amazing, they're hardworking, and they're confident, and I hope they're also proud when they watch this.